Welcome back to my channel. Nothing says welcome home quite like an abandoned town with a tragic past, right? Ghost towns, where history, mystery, and a whole lot of bad decision-making collide. But why do these places get left to rot? Natural disasters, economic collapse, or, just your average run-of-the-mill cursed land situation? Today, we're diving into the eerie history of ghost towns, places where time stood still, and the ghosts got free real estate. Let's start with a classic, shall we? Bodie, California, a once booming gold town that had more money than sense. Until it didn't. Picture it, the late 1800s, the height of the gold rush. Bodie was the place to be if you were looking to strike it rich, lose it all in a card game, or, just experience a good old-fashioned gunfight on a Tuesday afternoon. At its peak, Bodie boasted a population of over 10,000 souls, all chasing fortune, glory, or maybe just a stiff drink to forget their troubles. But just like a fickle lover, gold is a cruel mistress. As quickly as it arrived, it vanished, leaving Bodie a ghost of its former self. Businesses went belly up, families packed their bags, and by the early 1900s, the town was practically deserted. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Bodie today stands as a perfectly preserved relic of the Wild West. If you ever find yourself craving a little heat, might I suggest a visit to Centralia, Pennsylvania? Don't bother packing your swimsuit, though. This town has been on fire for over 60 years. Yes, you heard that right. Fire. For 6 decades. It all started back in 1962 with a seemingly harmless act of civic responsibility, burning trash in an old coal mine. What could possibly go wrong, right? Well, as it turns out, quite a lot. The fire spread through the coal seams like whispers through a haunted house. At first, the residents of Centralia were unfazed. A little underground fire? No big deal, right? But then the ground started to get a little too warm for comfort. Sinkholes began to open up, swallowing streets and homes alike. Toxic fumes seeped from the earth, making the air thick with the stench of burning coal and impending doom. By the 1980s, Centralia had become a real-life inferno. The government stepped in, offering to buy out the remaining residents. Pripyat, a nuclear fairy tale gone wrong. From one disaster to another, let's talk about Pripyat, Ukraine. This ghost town needs no introduction, but I'll give it one anyway. Once a shining example of Soviet ambition, Pripyat was a city of the future, until it wasn't. Built in the 1970s to house the workers and families of the nearby Chernobyl nuclear power plant, Pripyat was a model city. It had everything: spacious apartments, top-notch schools, even a state-of-the-art amusement park. Then came April 26, 1986. Reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl power plant decided to, shall we say, share its energy with the world. The explosion that ripped through the reactor core that night sent shockwaves across the globe, both literally and metaphorically. The Soviet government, masters of denial, initially assured everyone that everything was fine. Just a minor hiccup, a slight case of unexpected fission. Within 36 hours, the entire city of Pripyat, over 50,000 souls, were evacuated. They were told to pack lightly, that they'd be back in a few days. It's been nearly 40 years. Pripyat today stands frozen in time, a chilling monument to human hubris and the devastating consequences of technological failure. The amusement park, set to open just days after the disaster, stands silent, its Ferris wheel a haunting reminder of what could have been. The ghosts of Pripyat aren't the kind that moan and rattle chains. They whisper to you from the faded wallpaper, from the rusted swing sets, from the silence that hangs heavy in the air. Chapter 4, Hashima Island, an ocean of concrete and ghosts. And now, for our final destination, we journey to Hashima Island, Japan. This place is different. It's not your typical ghost town, born from natural disaster or economic collapse. No, Hashima is a ghost town born of ambition, greed, and the relentless march of progress. Rising from the sea like a concrete leviathan, Hashima Island wasn't always deserted. In fact, it was once one of the most densely populated places on Earth. Known as Gunkanjima, meaning Battleship Island, because, well, it looks like a battleship, Hashima was a testament to human ingenuity and our uncanny ability to squeeze ourselves into the most improbable of places. In the early 1900s, Mitsubishi Corporation, hungry for coal and driven by the insatiable demands of industrialization, transformed this barren rock into a bustling mining city. They erected towering concrete buildings, crammed together so tightly they seemed to be holding each other up. At its peak, over 5,000 people called this island home, but just as quickly as it rose, Hashima fell victim to the tides of change. In 1974, Mitsubishi shut down the mine, and the island was abandoned practically overnight. Today, Hashima Island stands as a haunting symbol of Japan's industrial past. Sleep tight, don't let the ghosts bite. So what have we learned today? If you're going to build a town, maybe don't put it on top of a burning coal mine, next to a nuclear reactor, or in a place with a violent history of people mysteriously disappearing. Just a thought. Ghost towns serve as creepy time capsules frozen in their final moments before humanity pieced out. They're eerie, they're tragic, and let's be honest, they make for killer YouTube content. Would you ever visit one of these haunted places? Or are you perfectly happy watching from the safety of your not-cursed home? Let me know in the comments. Just don't steal any souvenirs from Bodie or, good luck with that.